acknowledge the presence of the overseeing team from Gndlsnhs Central Elementary School. We have Ma'am Maria Cecilia Valenzuela. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am Cecil Olep, Ma'am Maria Liza Lictawa, Ma'am Catherine Marquez, and Ma'am Joy Suralta. So my fellow CI coaching team, CI overseeing team rather, from Gndlsnhs Central Elementary School. Thank you, ma'am, for gracing this event. And now, let's move forward with the third presenter, the Governor Gndlsnhs Senior National High School.
Benjamin Franklin once said, and I quote, "Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning." My courtesy to our school's division superintendent, Dr. Nelson C. Lopez, duly represented by our dynamic division CID Chief, Ma'am Sherilyn A. Cometa, to our magnanimous Education Program Supervisor in Science, Madam Rosalia V. Bautista, to the District Principal in Charge, to the school heads, to the CI overseeing teams, CI coaches, CI advocates, good morning to one and all. In order to answer the teacher's call for a fast, accurate, and time-saving preparation of school forms, we at Governor Gndlsnhs Senior National High School arrived at Project FAST. Feasible, accurate, spontaneous, and timely preparation of forms. Here is our CI team structure, headed by our secondary school principal 3, as well as the DPIC of Gndlsnhs South District, Dr. Bernadette M. Custodio, the CI team leader, yours truly, Ronald Vincent S. Estremos. With me is my CI process observer, Mrs. Regine G. Giliena, our CI documentation, Mr. Hernan J. Inguyuk, our CI scribe, Mrs. Rachel Ann P. Apitan, and our CI communication, Ms. Lyle A. Tamba. Here is the background and rationale of our CI project. Prompt submission of school forms is essential to give on-time feedback to our learners. Adherence to DepEd Memorandum Number 14, Series 2021, that there should be prompt preparation, submission, and checking of school forms in order to ensure the necessary data needed for evidence-based decision-making. Project FAST is the answer to these error-free outputs and very satisfactory quality work. Since, based on the registrar's records, 75% or 6 out of 8 senior high school class advisors have numerous errors during the checking of consolidated grades, SF9 and SF10 for school year 2020-2021. This CA project is all about encoding of consolidated grades, SF9 and SF10 of senior high school class advisors per grading period. To continue, help me welcome our CI process observer, Mrs. Regine G. Giliena.
Our key customers are the 4 grade 11 advisors and 4 grade 12 advisors, a total of 8 senior high school class advisors. After conducting a survey to our target customers, we identified their common needs. The following are the customers' needs. We have time management, personal involvement, the EBS or electronic-based system, and the ancillary tests. Based on the result of the means and its variance in importance versus performance, we found out that customers' needs number 2 will be rank 3. Customers' need number 4 will be rank 2, and our rank 1 is customers' need number 3, which has the highest variance of 63 hundredths. For our sidewalk, the suppliers are the registrar and the advisor. The inputs are the SF9, SF10, and consolidated grades. For the process, it should be encoding of the grading consolidated grades SF9, SF10 of senior high school class advisors per grading period from first quarter to the last quarter. And our expected outcomes are the accomplished school forms 9 and 10 and consolidated grades. The customers are the senior high school advisors. For the process step, first, we have the class advisors will be collecting the grading sheets to the subject teachers, followed with transferring the consolidated grades to the consolidated grading sheets. And after that, they will be copying the grades to SF9 and SF10. And lastly, they will encoding the grades to ESF10 or Electronic School Forms 10. In continuation, may I call on our CI documentation, Mr. Hernan J. A. Buyo.
This is our flowchart on encoding of consolidated grades, SF9 and SF10 per grading period at the current state. So we have here collecting, transferring, copying, and encoding. The next slide is the same flowchart but with elapsed time. So for collecting, it has 186 seconds since this is the time that the senior high school class advisors will gather all the grading sheets from the subject teachers, also dealing with questions and queries. After collecting, the advisors will transfer the grades to consolidated form. And it took 212 seconds on selecting what ballpen to be used, interpreting the grades or the visibility of the grades, and clarifying the grades of the newly added students. From consolidated form, advisors will copy or rewrite the grades to SF9 and SF10. And it has 4,196 seconds, which includes addressing parents' concerns and taking snacks off the teachers. And the last process is encoding. 1,231 seconds was spent due to technical issues such as restarting the laptop or the desktop of the senior high school class advisors, responding to urgent requests from the colleagues, and re-entry of incorrect grades. So the process who has the highest elapsed time is copying. Copying from consolidated form to SF9 and SF10. When the storm cloud emerged, or for the emerging storm clouds, we come up with this focus problem. Rewriting the grades to SF9 and SF10 takes a total of 4,196 seconds, which caused the delay in encoding of consolidated grades, SF9 and SF10 of the senior high school class advisors per grading period. To continue, may I present to you our CI team scribe, Mrs. Richelle T. Apitan.
The focus problem statement generated a process that leads us in finding out the probable root cause. The CI team identified two series of causes. From the problem, rewriting the grades to SF9 and SF10, that takes a total of 4,196 seconds, which caused the delay in the encoding of grades. The first identified cause is that there are plenty of lapses during the entry of grades. And why is that so? That is because there is manual entry of grades to various forms, from the consolidated grades to SF9 and 10. Why? That is because there is less priority in the utilization of an electronic-based system. Why again? That is because there is no existing electronic-based system to consolidate grades to SF9 and SF10. And that leads us to our first probable root cause, which is new system for consolidated grades as of 9 and as of 10 was not introduced. Another cause is that there are intervening situations arise, such as sudden submission of reports, script writing, and such. Why is that so? Because of overlapping of duties and responsibilities. And that leads us to our second probable root cause, which is distribution of workload is unbalanced. For the root cause validation, we have two probable root causes. The first one is new system for consolidated grades SF9 and SF10 was not introduced, and distribution of workload is unbalanced. In terms of validation, both are true. In terms of controllability, both are within control. In conclusion, these two probable root causes are valid for solution. With the validated root causes, the CI team prompted these general objectives, specifically to utilize a system in encoding of the grades from the grading sheets to consolidated grades, SF9 and SF10, and to ensure equal distribution of workloads among teachers. To further discuss, may I present our CI communication, Ms. Lai A. Tamba.
Based on the validated root causes and formulated specific objectives, the CI team recommends the following improvements. For the first root cause, our recommendation is to purchase an electronic system for school forms and report to be utilized in encoding of consolidated grades, school form 9 and 10. For the second root cause, our recommendation here is equally shared teaching workloads. This is to ensure that workloads among teachers are equally distributed. Proceeding to our implementation plan, we have 10 activities with their corresponding outputs, person involved or person responsible for the specific activity, due dates, resources, and budget. Among the 10 activities that we have, 4 of it already conducted. These are the presentation of the plan to our school head, the conduct of the focus group discussion, the request for the purchase of the system, and the purchase of the system, which was done last May 16, 2022. The 6 remaining activities are the installation of the system to our PCs or laptop, followed with registration of teacher's profile. After that, we will have our pilot testing. In our pilot testing, we plan to use or utilize the third quarter grades of our senior high school students. After the pilot testing, we will proceed to our monitoring and evaluation. After the monitoring and evaluation, we will have the rollout. And finally, after the rollout, we will introduce the system to our teachers and stakeholders on June 6, 2022. We are looking forward for the success of this project. We, from Governor Gndlsnhs Senior National High School CI team, believe there is no fast way to success. It requires grit and steadfastness.
So there you have it. Thank you so much, Governor Gndlsnhs Senior National High School, with its Project Fast, feasible, accurate, spontaneous, and timely preparation of forms. But before we proceed to our fourth presenter, I'd like to remind everyone that each participating team should submit our form